Sound is good and everything? Good sound on? Yeah. Sound?
Yeah. Phone's off, remember?
Yeah.
I'm on vibrate.
Thank you.
Phone's off.
Good point.
Thank you.
What's the sound?
Vibrate.
Sajid, please, if you could turn your phone to vibrate.
Yeah, I'm doing it right.
I really appreciate it. All right. Whenever you guys are ready.
Ready?
Lawrence, you're good. Ralph, you good?
Yeah.
There we go. Eric Edwards. If you could say your name, where you're from, that'd be great.
Hello, my name is Eric Edwards, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Born in Brooklyn, New York. Raised and educated in Brooklyn, New York. But I am a lover of African art and its history.
So what would you say, in your words, that you do? What kind of art do you collect?
I collect African artifacts. And the reason, besides their being art and beautiful, and I refer to them more accurately as artifacts, is because they were used in Africa for practical and religious and purposes and for rites of passage and initiation and so forth in various ceremonies in everyday life of the African people, and spanning a history of over 4,000 years.
Wow.
As far as my collection of references.
Nice. I love that you're looking this way. Look at Ralph. Let me look at me. You're doing great though. I really appreciate it. So is it fair to say that art, based on your collection, art isn't something that's alien to us as a people?
Oh, as a people, I believe man himself was created as art, with art as a nourishment besides the natural fibers of the earth that were provided in plant life and protein as far as animal life to sustain man and womankind. But at the same time, they also had art which they created as a means of, as a reflection of who they were and who they were becoming, and also to record their history as they move forward for those generations that would follow.
What a brilliant point. Wow. So it's equally edifying, just like food.
Absolutely.
And
it always will be, because when art ceases, so does man.
Go into that. Let's explore that real quick. When art ceases, so that would mean by necessity art is pretty important. That said, what healing factors do you find art to have? Because when I came in here, for me personally, I felt it. You know, I saw the sculptures, and I felt immediately comfortable and familiar for whatever reason. I don't know where any of these pieces are from country-wise, but I just immediately felt like this is you. So with that said, what gives these guys healing factors?
Well, these pieces have power, and they were created, and many of them, to have power and to be the repositories of the spirits of ancestral figures and spiritual figures. So as part of the rites of passage from youth to manhood, many of these pieces are initiation figures that were used in those particular ceremonies where boys became men, and along with the virtues and the responsibilities that goes along with those particular titles of evolution, and also where young girls became women, which is exhibited in many of the helmet masks that I have in the various secret societies from the various countries, from like Tanzania to Sierra Leone to Liberia, for those women's societies that taught young girls the responsibilities and the virtues of womanhood. Also, many of the pieces are reliquary pieces. By that, I mean they were used in funerary rites of funerals and rites of passage, and as a respect to that particular person of importance or non-importance that passed into the next realm of life. But many Africans believe that life goes through various different realms, and there are rites of passage, and for the human spirit as we call the soul, is embodied in these pieces and accompany them in the rites of passage, just as you see with the mummies and in those particular sarcophagi and the tombs that were unearthed in Egypt. There's no difference. All of these pieces are African rites and represent ceremonies that have gone on for thousands of years.
You also mentioned that this was part of everyday life. So art, at least in an African context, based on your collection, art was something that was interwoven into everyday life.
Right. It was human sustenance. Art explained the reason why we or our ancestors were here. And of course, the ancestors of Africa are actually, according to what the scientists and anthropologists and archaeologists believe, was the repository for humankind that populate the entire earth, no matter what ethnic group. So those particular artifacts, which many people we generally refer to as art, it record just as if you write a book on history, the rites of passage. Even though in history, even though many of the pieces were their true stories are embodied in secrets, because the African story is very much one of secrets embodied in ceremonies, and some would refer to as some forms of mysticism that document their reason for creation.